Hi there and welcome to Lorena's Labyrinth. My name's Anna Pirelli. The comments that you see here are my views, beliefs, opinions, and sometimes they are not even my fully formed views, beliefs, and opinions. However, they are my understandings. Please do retain an open mind and reflect on any of the content and your comfort levels. If your views differ, please feel free to leave a comment. Also remember, it is possible to disagree in respectful ways. My way is not necessarily your way and vice versa. You might also find that some of the content on this playlist in regard to spiritual or universal laws, it resonates with you, meaning it feels right to you, while other laws may not feel right or they may not feel comfortable. If this is the case, the information is either not right for you or it is not right for you right now, and it might never be right for you at any given time. It really doesn't matter. As an earthy and practical person, I can put my hand up with all honesty and say that I have at different times had the same feelings about some of the content in here. And with some of them, I still have a level of skepticism within my viewpoints, but I choose to retain an open mind about the things that I don't fully understand for a few reasons. Firstly, because I believe it would be supreme arrogance to think that we all know all of the answers while we have a body. And because what is right for one of us is not necessarily right or suitable for all of us, and I choose to respect the differences. Please do leave your opinions, beliefs. Feel free to argue the points in a respectful way with any of the content on the slides and even my interpretations. And if you feel that you can add clarity around some of the content, we would all love to see it. Thank you. For now, though, let's explore the laws.
All creation is governed by law. The principles that operate in the outer universe, discoverable by scientists, are called natural laws. But there are subtler laws that rule the hidden spiritual planes and the inner realm of consciousness. Contained within these laws, or conditions, is the true nature of matter. Knowledge of these laws has an effect upon the mental urges. Mind is the builder. Stay in full mindfulness of the application of universal law as related to self and to others, and know that in love all life is given, in love all things move. In giving one attains, in giving one acquires, in giving, love becomes the fulfillment of desire, guided and directed in the ways that bring the more perfect knowledge of self as related to the universal, all-powerful, all-guiding, all divine influence in life. Love is life. When we go back, merge with the God source, in some infinitesimal but profound way, we expand the mind of God. Our higher self always points the best and most perfect way, and it is ours to listen and choose or reject what we hear. It does not blame, but patiently tries again to show the perfect way, the loving way. All of creation pushes forth. We are ever becoming. Identity ever remains. Universal Law number 74. The law of progress. It is the basis of the phenomenon of sensation, which is the key to this solar system of love, our system being a son of necessity or desire. This law is the working out into manifestation of the informing consciousness of a part of the Deva kingdom and of certain pranic energies.
So while this law is a fairly brief one as far as the laws go, obviously we know some of them are quite expansive with lots of words, I think we actually probably need to unpack some of the words here to identify what their meanings are, because at a glance this law does make sense to me, but I think there may be better ways of articulating it. So if we look at the word phenomenon, it's described in the dictionary as a fact or a situation that is observed to exist or happen, especially one whose cause or explanation is in question. So I feel that we can interpret this law as saying that progress is inevitable. It is a fact, although obviously it's questionable, and it's bound to happen. And then when we look at the word sensation, sensation actually has two meanings. It can be a physical feeling or a perception resulting from something that happens to or comes into contact with the body. For example, a burning sensation in the middle of the chest. I would actually probably be more inclined, if we're talking about energy per se, to say that quite often people will describe it as a tingling and a not unpleasant sensation of similar to pins and needles without pain. You know what I mean? There's definitely a tingling and a sensation involved with it. Another description is a widespread reaction or interest and excitement. Well, actually, I suppose that does apply to energy as well, because as we feel energy, we actually feel lighter, and I suppose we could say there becomes a level of excitement, certainly pleasure, more awake, more alert, more alive, feeling more joyous. My speech, honestly, it's dreadful. Sorry about that. I did a joyish instead of a joyous or joyous, depending on our accents. Okay, so given these laws are for the third dimension, I think we can accurately break this down so far as in progress is inevitable. It's a physical reaction. We can feel it physically as a result simply of being part of the universe, and that this progress is one that is an active manifestation and made physically real and tangible. And through this process, we become more aware, we consciously learn, and we understand the Diva kingdom. So that's what it says. But anyway, what is a Diva? Let's look at that. I know what I think and believe a Diva is, but let's have a look at what the dictionary says. It defines a Diva as a divine being which are, according to the Vedic transcripts, to be benevolent. But there obviously is a bit of debate just around this word, because Zoroastrians perceive the Divas to be evil. Okay, so this might account for Christian philosophies of divine love and divine evil, or whatever, each to their own. Anyway, I had to do my research just on a really superficial level about Hinduism and Zoroastrianism here, because I thought, well, what is the difference? Which one came first? You know, if we were going to, because I really unpack things, I really process them, and it's like, okay, so if there's a belief here and it's associated with a religion or a culture, where did that belief come from? Who was first? You know, who was the first ideas person about this, or who first recorded the information? Anyway, what I learned was that Hinduism and Zoroastrianism, I think that's how you pronounce it, they are two separate religions, but they're considered to be sister religions because they refer to the same text. Interesting there, I think. So from that perspective, I think we could equate them to the many variations of Christian religions where they all use a Bible. I mean, I think some of the Bibles have got variations, but they're all referring to the same belief system, basically, with just a few tweaks from one Christian church to the other. You know, like, for example, you've got Catholics, you've got Orthodox, you've got Church of England, goodness me, Protestants, a whole heap. I think Lutherans are another one. So moving along from that knowledge, I think to understand pranic energies, we've got to first understand what prana is. And prana is said to be the life force. It's more specifically described in the yoga traditions and comes from the Sanskrit. Is this the one that's got, I was thinking, is this the one that's got 27 descriptions? I don't think it is. But anyway, it is referred to as life force energy, vital energy, breath of life, spirit energy, or the vital principle. And in the yogic teachings and traditions, it's a general reference to the manifest, what they call the manifest energy of the universe. For me, I just like to keep things simple. To me, it's universal and divine energy. But of course, prana is the breath. And so I sort of interpret prana, because I do talk about pranic breathing. So yes, everything is simple but complex. It is obviously a life energy. It's essential for our life. And basically within the context of this, it's talking about how it flows both inside and around us. So I guess If we were going to summarize this law, I guess that we would interpret it that progress is inevitable. It's going to happen whether we want it to or not. As we progress through our earthly lives, remembering these laws are for the earthly life form, the third dimension, we will eventually and ultimately know and understand the devas and the devic kingdom and the use of energy as a life force. I've got a little story to share there with that, and that we can also harness this power as part of our own creativity. Right, so of course I'm open to suggestions and what you've got to say, but I think before you put the comments, and I'll just give that little story, it just reminds me of something that happened with my daughter and I when she was growing up. I took her out to the forest. Long story short, I do feel that it was divinely guided and inspired, and it taught me that we're all heading to the same destination. We're just walking different paths, whether we're different religions, different cultures, how we practice or whatever. As human beings, we are all on a path. We're all taking a journey. Some people's journeys are more direct and straight and less bumpy as we travel them. Other people's are more bumpy. They've got a few more curveballs, if you like. There might be a few slippy stones along the way, a few more times on some paths where you've got to get up and brush the dirt off your knees and keeping on. But ultimately, we're all heading to the same destination. And I feel that this is what this law of progress is saying. Inevitably, we're all going to get there, whether we want to or not. It's just a fact of life. But however, now going back over to you, please do let me know your thoughts, let me know your experiences. You might have something to add to this. Another thought that just came into my head, when we talk about devas and diva kingdoms, my understanding is that these are the spirit energies or divine beings or light beings that we want to talk about them, if we want to use those terms, and that they are winged, their auras are winged. So that could be the angels, it could be the fairies if people are into fairies, all of this kind of thing, but their auras have got a wing aspect to them. But anyway, handing it over to you now. I think that's all I can add to it. I'll wait to hear back from you. Take care. Thank you for being part of my journey. Bye-bye for now.